Hi everyone, good morning. Hope I'm audible. All right. So can I have your responses if I'm audible in the chat? Okay. Thank you, Akanksha, for responding. Right. Thank you, Shanti Kumar, for responding. Okay. So yesterday we have created two buttons, and uh, the design we would like to come up with involves another text view between these two buttons. So how do we add text views between these two buttons? So let's have some space between these two buttons. Open the tag, type capital T, capital V. T stands for text, V stands for view. So we get text view. Select it, set the layout width to match parent, height to wrap content. Right. Once this is done, if you want to display some text on the text view, all you need to do is type T, wait for suggestions. You get Android colon text. Choose it. Give some default text, which is 0. Okay. Now, if you see closely on the design as well, 0 is displayed. But the size is too small. Let us improve the size. How do we improve the text size? Which property or which attribute will help us to increase the text size? Type TS, you get text size. Choose it. Let's give 100 SP as the size. For text size, it is recommended that you use SP as the units. In general, we use PX, right? PX is fine. However, Google recommends us to use 100 SP as the, I mean to say SP as the units for text size. We will understand the difference between SP and DP in a while, in a short time. Okay? Do not worry about it. SP stands for scalable pixels, by the way. Moving on, if you type TS, you get text style. Choose it. And I want to choose bold. I want to make this text bold. Good to look at. Nice. So far, so good. So the design is sufficient for us for the functionality. Correct? I can click on plus button. I can write some logic in the Java file that is related to this layout file and get the work done. I can increase the value of the text view. If minus button is clicked, I can follow the similar kind of logic and decrease the value of the text view by 1. The design is complete just for the functionality, but it is not attractive to look at, isn't it? Is it attractive? No. There are many glitches on this design. Do you agree with me? I got a question from Akanksha. Where can we get all properties explanation of each view? You can get it in the official documentation, Akanksha. I will show you that. That is a nice question. Let me show you that. So, okay. Let's say you are going through, you want to see the properties of text view. Type in text view Android and you will get the official documentation from developer.android.com. You can open it. And in here, you get to see all the properties. See XML attributes. XML attributes. So here you have everything. Android colon allow undo. Whether undo should be allowed for editable text. Defaults to true. Maybe a Boolean value such as true or false. Okay. Android autolink is there. So everything is mentioned appropriately. Suppose say text size. Okay. There is a text size. See, Android colon text. It is used to display text. Text color. Text color may be a reference to another resource in the form. Okay. It helps us to change the text color. Android colon text style. Okay. Do you get this point, right? So in the official documentation, you get everything. Okay. All we need to do is we have to be really patient while reading the documentation. Because in the beginning, we get confused. That's the reason we cool, open the doc and read it. Nice. So the design is not complete. I'm not satisfied with this design for multiple reasons. The first reason and the haunting reason is this one. If I leave this design like this, it haunts me till tomorrow. So this one, this blank screen is irritating. If you see only the design, you get to see only 1/3 of the screen, or probably yeah, 1/3 of the screen is occupied by the design. The rest 3/4 of the screen, or 2/3 of the screen, is left empty. Correct? Only 1/3 of the screen is occupied by the design, 2/3 of the screen is left empty. Let's say I rotate the screen from portrait to landscape. I change it to landscape. Now, in this case, when the device is rotated from portrait to landscape, I get to see half of the screen is occupied by the design. The rest half is empty. I seriously don't like it. So whatever the orientation of the device it may be, the design has to be occupying the fullest height of the screen, along with the fullest width. Height of the screen also must be occupied. So we will address this issue, but let us first colorize this text view. If I want to change the background color of the text view, I can type B. Sorry for me. I can type B and wait for suggestions. I get to choose Android color background. And I can give hash followed by 3 zeros to get black color. How do I change it to the color of my interest? Simple. Tap on this black color dot, put your cursor somewhere, select yellow and choose light yellow or any other color of your interest. Once this is chosen, the next step is to change the text color itself. You type TC, wait for text color. Choose Android colon text color. Give hash followed by 3 zeros. That gives you a dark black color. Correct? That looks fine. On yellow color, black looks fine. But if you want to change it, you know how to do it. Just have to click on this dot and change your color to whatever the color of your interest. This is fine with me. Yeah. Now let us address the issue. So the text view height is actually wrap content. What if I do it as 500 dp? Okay. So most of the screen is being occupied by the design. Now I'd like to make it to 650 dp. Let's see what happens. Oh shit. Minus button is going out of the view. Let's do it as 620 dp. Still some space is left out. 625 dp. No, still some space is left out. 630. Let us try 630. Okay, 630 is suiting our requirement. 630 dp. So what does dp stand for? dp stand for display pixels or density pixels. Okay, either of them is correct. But this is not the solution for my problem because I'm using a pixel device of some size. Let's say if I scale my device down to okay to pixel 3a, the size of the device is more. So your design is only occupying this much of space across the height of the screen and some space is left behind. Not only this, if I change this device orientation to landscape, what happens is this text view, as it has to occupy 500 dp plus size, it is throwing the button out of the view. The user will not be able to see the button. So this is definitely not a solution for my problem. Okay, cool. So let us address it with a proper solution. Let us change this height to wrap content back again. For that, I have an idea. Of course, there is a possibility in Android. That is the reason I get an idea. All right. It is not that I'm creating something for the solution. Okay. There will be times when we have to do it as well. Right. So what we will do is simply this is our activity. So what we do is we divide it into 10 equal parts. Let us suppose one, okay, two, three, four, five, six, seven, okay, seven. Okay. So some equal parts I'm defining. I'm dividing this into 10 equal parts. Let us assume that these are 10 equal parts. 10 equal parts. Okay. So what I would do is I will give the first part to the button. I will give the last part also to button. Whatever the parts that are left behind, 8 parts, right? I give it to text view. So by this, what happens? All our text views are in yellow color, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Hmm. Now the buttons are in blue, right? So we'll get them here. Cool. So we get the design to occupy the fullest height of the screen. Now you may ask me, what about the landscape mode? In the landscape mode also the same thing happens. Okay, this is the landscape mode. The first part, the first part will be occupied by the button. The last part will also be occupied by the button. Okay, this is button. This is another button. And whatever the parts, the 8 parts that are left behind will be occupied by the text field. So this is actually solving your problem. So to do this, how do we approach? How do we proceed? So we have an attribute called height. Sorry, weight. What is the attribute name? The attribute name is weight. So simply write WE. Oh, is it? Anil says my video is breaking and it is not stable. Um, is everyone facing the same issue? Okay, for Ashish and Akansha, it is good. Ashish, can you please see if your internet connection is fine? All right. So layout weight, if I give it to 1, you can see that the button is occupying the fullest height because no other parts are allocated to the other views. Correct? Okay. In the same way, for text view also, you give layout weight and put it as 8. Now the text view is occupying more space. Now for the last button, you give the weight attributes value as 1. And the design looks okay. But even if you rotate the design from portrait to landscape, the design is still the same. Even if you change the device mode, UI mode, sorry, the device mode to tablet, even then the design is good. Even if you rotate it to portrait on the tab also, the design looks good. So let's come back to phones. Pixel 6 Pro. Okay, the latest one I'm using. And even then, on that, the design is cool. So let's get this 0 to the center of the screen. How do I get it? So after a long search, I get to see there is a attribute called gravity. Layout gravity. If you set it to center, all your text will be coming to the center of the view. And the interesting point is that the center of the view is also the center of the screen. Great. Pixel, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. What I believe is you can further do a better job. Like you can have 9 parts given to no 10 parts you give it to text view. Even then the design is looking cool actually. 12 parts if you give what? Okay, 20 parts I will give. Okay. Okay, better to choose 8. So normally when you divide the height of the screen across the height of the, sorry, across the height of the screen, if you divide it into equal parts, you're supposed to make the height of each view to 0 dp, right? On text view also you make the height to 0 dp because on height you are dividing the screen and you are providing the enough number on top of it. There won't be much changes happening, but yeah, the changes that have happened will reflect your UI. Remember, when you divide the screen using layout weight across the height of the screen, make layout height attributes value to 0 dp on all the views. What if you do it? What if you divide the screen across the width of the screen? What if you do divide the screen across the width of the screen into equal parts using layout weight? We have to change the layout width attributes value to 0 dp. Okay, right. Now this is the time to learn the difference between SP and DP. Okay, so this is your screen. You divided the screen into equal parts across the width of the screen using layout weight attribute. So this is linear layout of horizontal orientation. Okay, you divided the screen into 10 equal parts. So you divided the screen. So you gave one part to something, two parts to something, and remaining parts to another view. For all these views, you make the layout width to 0 dp. Okay. While we divide the screen across the height of the screen, height of the linear layout. So this is linear layout of vertical orientation. So we divided the screen, we gave one part to one view, let's say some parts to another view, some other parts to another view, and some other parts to another view. We have to make the height layout underscore height is equal to 0 dp. This is what we should give. Okay. I hope you understood. If you do not understand, please let me know. I'll repeat this for you. I'm absolutely fine to repeat this concept for you. Okay, I take it as a no because silence means no. Thank you. Right, let us understand the difference between DP and SP. DP is what and SP is what? SP is only used, this is only used for text size, okay? This is used to um, to give dimensions. Maybe I should not call it as dimensions. Used for dimensions of views. Views means UI components. Okay. DP is used for this. What are the full forms? DP stands for density pixels, or widely it is called as display pixels. Okay. What is SP? What is SP stands for? SP stands for scalable pixels. So we will understand the difference. Okay. We will understand why do we have to use DP for the dimensions of views, and why do we need to use SP for text size. Okay, we'll understand it. So this is my my device. Okay, the device size is 5 inches screen. Okay, this is 5 inches screen. I have another device of 6 inches. This is 6 inches screen. And I have my third device, which is almost around 7 inches. Okay. So we have different sizes of devices when it comes to Android. For iOS, we don't have this problem, correct? Because iOS, for Apple devices, we have fixed sizes. But for Android, it is customized by the vendors, right? So some vendors may be releasing 5 inches devices. Some vendors will be releasing 6 inches. Some vendors will be releasing 7 inches screen, correct? So what we have is we have to scale up our views based on the size of the screen. So the size on 5 pixels must be small. Sorry, I'll choose this one. This is not nice. So the size on 5 inches will be small. The size on 6 inches will be a little big. And size on the 7 inches is little even more bigger. Let us say you defined a text views. This is a text view. Let us say a text view. Layout width is let's say 10 pixels. Layout height is 10 pixels. Okay. So you get this much of square on this design for this attributes. Layout width is 10 pixels, layout height is 10 pixels. You get the same. Unfortunately, you will get the same size of the text view for 6 inches screen, where the design looks very bad, and on 7 inches screen also. So now tell me, did we achieve the uniformity in the design? Did we achieve the uniformity in the design? No, because based on the size of the screen, your dimension of the size of text view, the text view's dimension should be scaled up or down. That is what we call scalability. The scalability is not achieved. That is the reason we use DP. Let us say this is in this screen we have some pixels, 160 pixels. Here we have 240 pixels. Here we have 300 pixels, let us suppose. And what are these pixels? Pixels per inch. Per inch. And per inch. If this is the case, what DP does is it automatically scales up or down. How? Because 1 DP is equal to 160 pixels in this small size device. In the similar way, 1 DP is equal to 240 pixels on the device that is bigger than the smaller one. And 1 DP is equal to 300 pixels on the third screen. I mean to say the largest screen. So what happens if you give, instead of pixels, if you replace it with dp, instead of pixels, if you replace it with dp, what happens is you will have this kind of a text view defined. I mean, this kind of a box defined, correct? And this goes for the first screen. Okay. For the second screen, you get a different box. For the second screen, what we get is you get a different box of some bigger length. For the third screen, you get a different box of even bigger length, maybe like this. So now that the design looks uniform, isn't it? So when the device size is changing, automatically it is updating because 1 dp is equal to 160 here, but 1 dp is equal to 240 here, and here 1 dp is equal to 300. So in order to help the developers to address this challenge of scaling up and scaling down your design whenever there is a requirement, DP is given first. DP is given for us. So do we use DP with only the text views? No, we can use it for buttons, edit text boxes, progress bars, and any other thing for that matter. You can also use it for view groups such as linear layout, constraint layout, frame layout, and so on. Okay, this is about DP. If you understand this, please raise your hands. I will be happy to see your hands raised if you understand this. Thank you, Manoj, Sarfraj Khan, Hemant, Ishika, Ashish, thank you. Akanksha, thank you. Amol, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So here comes the next one, which is SP. So SP stands for scalable pixels. What is the use of it? One second, I will show it on my device directly. Okay, you can see my device, right? So we have been given an option, and that is if you jump into settings and see display, you get to see the font size, right? The font size shows default here. The user the user is not comfortable with the size of the text he is seeing right now. So he wants to decrease the size. It wants to decrease the size. So everything on the device must scale down to match his taste. Correct? And let's say the user wants to see it in very big size, the largest size. So everything on this device must be scaled down, sorry, scaled up, correct? To match the user's preference. That is the very reason we use SP as the units for text size. If you give PX, you will get the you'll get the same problem which I have shown you earlier for with DP, and that is the very reason you should choose SP. If you choose SP, what happens is, let me show you if there is a no, you just run this up on this one. Okay, no issues. Let us try running this application right away and we'll see the difference. SP is quite easy to understand, right? Right. The app is up and running. The buttons are not working as of now because we did not implement the functionality. That's fine, absolutely fine. So now the size of 0 is very small. Now, if I change the preference to the largest, okay, I change the preference to the largest and everything changes to largest. You see, even the button, even the size of 0 is changing to the largest, correct? Now, what if I change my preference back to small, very small, too small? Okay. Now, if you go back, everything is small. You can go back. You can see 0 is also displayed in a small way. That is the reason. This is the very reason we have to use SP as the units for text size. Let's hit it to default. Then go back. You get to see a normal font. So how do you understand this? Did you get it clearly for SP, for scalable pixels? If you understand this, please raise your hands. Otherwise, you can shoot questions at me. Thank you, Akansha, for responding. Sarfraz Khan, Manoj, thank you so much. Ishika, thank you. So that is all for this day. This is what I have for this day. We can bring this UI into action tomorrow, right? I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. Uh, and I hope please make a note of the admin's number. There is a number coming up in this chat. Please make a note of the number. Also, uh, try not to give calls all the time. You can give them a WhatsApp message. Yeah, you can give them a WhatsApp message, and John sir will give you the details. Okay. If there is any urgency or anything important, you can give them a call. I hope that's not a problem with John sir. However, please make a note of the number that is coming up in the chat. Ashish, you can please talk to John sir on this. Okay. Once again, I wish you a very happy Republic Day. Um, have a peaceful day ahead. Thank you. Yes, sir, Rajkan. I will provide notes. I will also give you an ebook that is written. I have written an ebook and I'll give you that for free of cost. I mean to say, on top of whatever is delivered in this course, I'll give it to you at free of cost. All right. Sure, sure, Ashish. We'll do it. Yeah. Please ping John, sir, on WhatsApp. Do not give him calls directly unless if there is anything urgent or important. Thank you so much, guys. Uh, take care. Bye.